Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Tobago. We're here today at Mango Tango Villa. It's located in the secluded Courland Bay development, but you may feel like we've traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to the 7th largest country in Africa. Our show and tell begins right after the headlines. The Tobago House of Assembly presents its budget, which will fund key projects. Tobago meets with legal scholar Elizabeth Knockler about self-governance, and schools explore Tobago traditions with the Guardian Academy National Educational Outreach Series.
The Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready!
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe and serene, business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improved infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand. Anyway you
Sit Tobago, ready to provide your community with the highest degree of professional services in emergency response. Contact SIT Mariah at 660-0065 or SIT Speyside at 660-6096. SIT 24-hour services, emergencies, medical or other. SIT Pro, the new face of emergency management.
Hello again. Today's villa boasts a rich and diverse blend of African and Portuguese culture, a one-of-a-kind experience for its guests. Take special note of the furniture and art pieces such as this one. All were imported from Angola. The pui trees have bloomed. It's mango season, and it's that time of year for the THA to present its budget. The THA needs upwards of $5 billion, but let's focus on why. Keyshawn Wilson identifies key projects for 2016.
$5.7 billion. That's the amount the Tobago House of Assembly is requesting from the central government for fiscal 2016 to take the people of Tobago forward in these challenging times. 3.36 from that $5.7 billion is needed for recurrent expenditure. That's money the Assembly wants support for an additional factory building at Cove Eco-Industrial Business Park, an innovation center at Tobago Information Technology Limited at Signal Hill, the introduction of microchips to treat with the issue of predial larceny of small ruminants, assistance to small properties in the tourism industry, $10 million, among other projects. But the largest chunk will go to the Division of Health and Social Services, $850 million.
In the next fiscal year, this administration will continue to work in making healthcare available to all our citizens by the construction of a new health center in Mariah, the upgrade of all our health centers in Tobago, the establishment of a registry for non-communicable diseases, the establishment of a Tobago University Hospital, and the establishment of an environmental integrated waste management program for the island.
For developmental programs, the THA is requesting $2.3 billion for an upgrade of the Roxborough Health Center for use as a district health facility and the renovation of 17 health centers at a cost of $15 million, the upgrading of 5 band theaters and...
Additionally, we will continue to upgrade and expand our road infrastructure in fiscal 2016. Our development program estimates provide for the realignment of the Orange Hill Road, $10 million. The construction of the Store Bay Local Road Extension, $30 million. The Secondary Roads Improvement Program, $65 million. The construction of the Mount St. George Castara Road, $10 million. The rehabilitation of the Claude Noel Highway, $15 million.
And housing remains a priority for the people of Tobago. So Mr. Jack says there will be provisions for increasing the housing stock and service lots in order to provide affordable housing to Tobagonians.
In order to provide affordable housing to Tobagonians, we'll center on 5 major undertakings. The Davia Estate at a cost of $34.6 million, the Bell Garden Estate Phase 2 at a cost of $10.3 million, the Sherburne Road Land Development at a cost of $7 million, Adventure Phase 2 at a cost of $56.7 million, the Blenheim Housing Estate Phase 2 at a cost of $8.3 million, and additional funding for the Home Improvement Grant Program has been increased to $20 million.
The theme for this year's budget is Continued Delivery in Challenging Times. I'm Keishon Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
The rooms here at Mango Tango give you a warm and cozy feeling. The Angolan-themed decor truly has the potential to transport your mind to a place that soothes your busy body. Now let's transport to the islands. A look at other countries that attained self-governance may help guide Tobago in its push for more autonomy. We spoke with jurist Elizabeth Nokler, who represents the islands or Finland in matters of autonomy and subnational jurisdiction.
The Forum of Political Leaders is looking at the way in which the people of the islands have been able to retain control over their own affairs, even though they're a region of Finland. For that, Tobagonians heard from international jurist Elizabeth Nokler, who explained that islands' self-governance means that there are areas the island has control over that the Finnish central government doesn't.
It's really a treaty between two parties, and that's why I talk about division and not decentralization or delegation. If you have the legislative power, then you also have the responsibility for the administration. The administration, for example, we have the legislative power over the education system. So we are in charge of the schools, and then we also have to administer the schools, and we have to finance the schools.
Although the jurist did not specifically comment on Tobago's situation, she did give some general advice on what can be done.
There has to be created a solution, a form of power sharing that is viable, and that you have all the sort of, I don't want to call it guarantees, but that you have all the thought through all the possibilities and that whatever could take place. So you have to have a negotiated settlement acceptable to all parties.
This presentation is in keeping with the responsibilities of the Tobago's Autonomy Secretariat.
Because our mandate as the Secretariat in this process is to engage the public in the education and preparation for the events on Tobago's autonomy and conduct extensive research on subnational jurisdictions. Madam Nokler's research is timely and is vital in Tobago's quest for autonomy, as it references other jurisdictions that are seeking more autonomy.
This kind of lecture was the first in a series that will focus on helping Tobagonians understand how autonomy works and what can be done to achieve it. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
This open space kitchen design gives you a plain view of the split-level living and dining rooms. And the view doesn't stop there. You can see through the French doors onto the patio and the pool. Now, in an open, evolving world, women continue to redefine themselves in the home, workplace, and the wider society. The I Am Woman Symposium seeks to empower women to reach their full potential. Kesan Brathwaite has the details on this meeting.
Wife, mother, daughter, grandmother, woman. They're all gathered under one theme, pursuing your purpose. The I Am Woman Symposium, put on by the Division of Community Development and Culture, was geared towards empowering women to move to the next level in business, education, leadership, or wherever their desires may lead.
But we would have recognized in going out into the communities that a lot of women would have seen that their roles evolve in, where women, instead of the traditional role of being the housewife now, we're balancing housewife, student, mother, employer, employee. And we wanted to create an opportunity for women to come together to share their collective experiences and learn from each other in terms of how to better cope with the evolving roles of women in society today.
The symposium aimed to empower and motivate women to change their individual situations, expose women to viable options that would enable them to become a change agent, and also to encourage open and honest discussion on issues affecting women. One of those issues, as one participant highlights, is getting men to respect women in areas deemed as a man's sphere.
They challenge you because they know men tell themselves they are stronger, so they tend to challenge you. But when I give them tests, I put them to the test. They cannot do some of the things that I will do as a woman teaching leathercraft.
The division identified that there are many skills and talents that local women possess, which, if optimized, can generate wealth. And through this symposium, they're given the tools to do just that.
I am glad that I did come because that motivational talk from Reverend Mary Angela, it was truly inspiration. And you know, sometimes having a business, many challenges will come. And sometimes you will feel down, as she said, you would feel to give up. And you know, coming here today made me realize that, you know, deal with these challenges, get back up again, and you keep going.
The I Am Woman Symposium is part of the division's thrust to develop human capital, build families and communities here on the island. I'm Kissam Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
Truthfulness is telling the truth again and again so that it becomes a way of life. More on this when we return. Welcome back. I'm Davia Chambers at Mango Tango Villa's poolside gazebo. Here you can see tiny lizards, hummingbirds, and not so tiny sally painters that frequent the garden. Okay, so our next story is about the Integrity Commission's Do It Right competition, which teaches students the importance of honesty. 31 primary and secondary schools participated in the competition, and one of Tobago's primary schools emerged a winner.
Boys! Oh, come! Boys, you didn't tell me it was boys. You chillax yourself. Boys, girls, same difference. Come meet them now. Girl, come. Girl, I said to come. This is Marcus. Well, he's a nobody. And this is Star Boy. Susie want me go with him. I don't want to go with him. If that boy is too naughty, should I listen to?
I feel happy because we practice hard and we won, because hard work always has its reward.
Little Red Riding Hood play became the caped crusader in this winning performance by these students, who used the fairy tale to shed light on children obeying their parents and doing the hard right over the easy wrong, regardless of the circumstances.
Mommy, I'm so sorry. I will never ever do that again.
Okay, Dala, I forgive you. But you have to remember, don't do the right thing sometimes, do the right thing always.
And the purpose of the Integrity Commission's Do It Right competition is for students to understand the importance of honesty. From the look of things, these students definitely learned some lifelong lessons.
I learned that
bad friends and good friends. Good friends will help you to do the right thing, and bad friends will carry you away.
To be good and to do the right thing always so you wouldn't get into trouble.
The competition was launched in September 2014 in collaboration with the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports. I'm Kissam Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
Located between Blackrock and Plymouth, this villa is a short drive to Turtle and Grafton beaches, as well as popular restaurants. This allows you the quick and easy convenience of moving from Solitude to the bustling areas. And how about dressing the part with local fashion? Tobago's designers prove they are among the best on the fashion industry scene. Omadara Mills has highlights from this year's Caribbean Fashion Week.
These are some of what Tobago's fashion designers offered at the 2015 Caribbean Fashion Week. Creations which gained them comments such as a breath of fresh air. Their collections were also mentioned in Jamaica's leading newspapers, The Gleaner and the Jamaica Observer. One of the 7 designers, Ted Arthur, of the Ted Arthur Leather Collection, who was showing for the second time at the event, received commendable reviews for his collection, Twisted.
What was exciting too was the response of the viewing audience. You know, you're hearing comments like, leather could do this. First time I've seen leather looking like this. And that in itself is encouraging to hear, you know, these remarks from the audience. That in itself tells me that I'm heading in the right direction.
First-timer Camille Khan of Camille Khan Designs, who specializes in accessories, says that the experience gave her inspiration to expand her business.
I would say it would benefit me in terms of marketing my collection on a larger scale. It had given me ideas whereas to go into more in-depth into the fashion industry, designing my own clothing line for next year.
This is the second time that the Business Development Unit sponsored designers to go to Caribbean Fashion Week. More than that, the unit also helps them with marketing and branding their products and getting their CARICOM certificates. That is a customs declaration form that takes the hassle out of moving goods between CARICOM countries.
We have seen improvement. They are now able to compete on the world stage. The fact that they were all selected to rock the runway, as they're saying, the premier show in the Caribbean Fashion Week is testament to the quality of the design that they have produced. And we want to say congratulations. And again, we are giving our commitment to continue to hold their hands to take them to the next level.
The assistance given to the designers is in keeping with the THA's Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, whereby the BDU has the mandate to assist entrepreneurs in expanding their businesses so that they can contribute to Tobago's economic development. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The high ceilings featured in this house give Mango Tango its traditional element while adding to the unique architecture and design. And speaking of tradition, Tobago, who are we? One could say that culture gives people a connection to who they really are and why they have certain social values and beliefs. To this end, we've heard of a new program which aims to help students understand our heritage.
Development and Culture is taking the traditions of Tobago to schools with the Guardian Academy National Educational Outreach Series 2015. Students as young as 4 years old, right up to those in Standard 5, are getting the opportunity to learn, understand, and appreciate various aspects of Tobago's traditions through song, dance, drama, and dramology.
It is an independent program that has been fashioned out under the secretary, and it has its genesis out of the mandate that she has, which is about the preservation of culture. So that it spans just more than the heritage, because there's aspects of it that has carnival arts, there's aspect that has agriculture. So it's about the oral tradition, the dance, there's an aspect that has culinary parts in there. So it's a total and holistic approach to ensuring that there is balance, that there's newness.
The Guardian Academy will work their way around schools on the island, even Trinidad. Actually, they've already visited a few in the sister schools. Their stops in Tobago so far include Hope Anglican and Pembroke Anglican. The idea is to preserve today, to leave a legacy for tomorrow, and hopefully these students would be part of a generation that passes on what they've learnt.
We are very inspired as we continue to find ways to really motivate, because the children are our future, and it's a preparatory unit, and we think that if we are able to find that place that touches the heart and soul, then we can, of course, unearth the next layer of talented people in all the spheres that we have.
And the students are excited to be part of it all. This program fulfills the division's mandate to improve the social and economic conditions of communities while integrating and preserving their unique cultural traditions. I'm Kissan Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
Remember when I asked you if your granny was on Facebook? Well, we've got an update. More after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, why don't you step into the Scarborough Library facility? It has all the knowledge of our land, people and heritage that you just won't find online. The Scarborough Library facility is now open. Tobago Library Services. Information inspires innovation.
Staying with us. Mango Tango Villa wants you to prepare to challenge your inner chef in its fully equipped kitchen. Now, while you think about it, we want you to know that the digital age is not leaving our older population behind. 85 senior citizens participated in the first ever Senior Citizens Computer Literacy Program at the Scarborough Library. Now, Kissan Brathwaite with more details.
This is Maureen Kwashi. For her, like the other senior citizens enrolled in the program, a mouse is no longer a household plague and a monitor is no longer a classroom teacher. Our senior citizens are keeping apace with the latest technology. After 6 weeks of training, 85 senior citizens successfully completed the computer literacy program offered by the THA. They've learned how to use Microsoft Word to write documents, send emails, and use social media sites such as YouTube, Skype, and Facebook. The Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport notes that the planning and execution of the program is in keeping with the promise made at the opening of the new library facility to formulate programs to include all segments of the population. The next cycle of the computer literacy will start in September 2015. I'm Kissan Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
When you're back from your outdoor activities, you may relax at the villa in a well-placed hammock on the sun loungers or enjoy a poolside barbecue. Okay, Marvin Andrews, Vladimir Smicer, Russell Latapy, and Dwight York. Besides being professional football players, what do these guys have in common? Well, they were all a part of the much-anticipated BA Legends football tournament. More on this story from Omadara Mills.
Liverpool, winners of the first British Airways Tobago Legends Football Challenge, with Patrick Berger of the same team receiving the Player of the Tournament title. Theirs was a 3-1 win over the Caribbean All-Stars team. But the two-day tournament was more than just people coming out to see their favourite players from clubs such as Chelsea, Arsenal or Manchester United.
It brings families together. It brings people in a situation to socialize, and it also brings people to the island. And I think that's what we need in Tobago, to bring people to the island, because, you know, tourism is our mainstay. And I think once we have people traversing the island on a quarterly basis, it would do it would do well for us economically.
Playing a six-a-side football tournament was not the only activity that these legends did while in Tobago. They tried their hand at golf for the Dwight York Golf Tournament, a charity event with proceeds going to the Dwight York Foundation. The football stars also passed on their knowledge of the game to children in 8 communities around the island, something many people appreciated.
We thought it was a really good opportunity to be able to support the youth, give them the opportunity to meet the legends and to help motivate them to move forward.
Footballers went out and worked with the kids, and the enthusiasm and that, you know, giving them the opportunity to know that this is achievable. They can aspire to great things, and what it needs is professionalism, hard work, and there is no substitute for that.
The Division of Tourism and Transportation and the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport partnered with several corporate organizations to facilitate the football camps and the tournament. It's hoped that the events can be done again, since they help develop the sporting tourism thrust on the island. I'm Umudara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Now it's time to have your say. In this segment, we ask your viewers a question concerning Tobago. As discussed earlier in the program, the THA's budget would fund many major projects around the island. And it's our topic this week. Our question is, how do you feel about this year's budget? Here are some of your responses.
It's a good budget for Tobago. The condition and situation at Tobago, that could take it to our next level.
I think that they know the projects that they wanted to finish, and they would have calculated the monies and stuff properly, so so that's what they came up with. And so I kind of agreed with the budget. Can't say if it's too much or too little, but I think it's enough.
There are some good and there are some positive in the budget, but there are a number of inconsistency.
Let them give him more money than that. We deserve more money than that.
$5.8 billion in the context of what is required by in terms of the proportional agreements by the Dispute Resolution Commission, that seems to be enough.
Tobago House of Assembly deserve it.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Remember, you can send us your comments or queries on anything you've seen in this program to information@tha.gov.tt, or you can even visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers, and on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, have a safe and enjoyable week. As we go, we want to leave you with a clip from the BA Legends football tournament.